everybody. My name is Mars. You can call me MG if you would like, and today I will be giving you guys a little bit of a day in the life vlog. I wanted something quick and easy to film for this week's vlog, so here we are. It is already 10:30, so a little bit later than I normally start things off, but I already showered for the day, I did my stretches, and I did my puzzles, so I've got my morning activities out of the way, and we can just get straight into my not very long to-do list. It's pretty manageable today, which I am grateful for because I'm not feeling my best. It's a combination of the weather and my chronic pain being a little bit worse than usual. I think partially because of the weather, partially because I am getting my period soon, and so not a lot of fun, but it's fine. I'm just a little bit low energy. I have decided that today I want to start off with writing because that's something that I know I enjoy. I feel like I am much more creative in the morning when I first wake up and when I haven't done much of anything else to kind of use up my energy and my creativity. I just haven't been writing in the morning lately and I have no idea why. So we're going to try and fix that and get back into the habit. I've got my writing notebook that I'm almost done with. I only have like 2 or 3 pages left, and then this notebook is full up, and that's crazy. So that means I need to either pick one out of my stash or get a new one. I kind of am tempted to buy a new one because this has taught me that I really like softcover journals for my brainstorming, but I also have several notebooks, so I might just use up one of the ones that I already have, even if it's not exactly what I want, just to use it up, you know? But yeah, crazy how I'm nearing the end of this. I feel like I've been using this notebook for quite a while, but also no time at all. So I don't know. I am currently working on Project Runaway, which I will put up the little graphic here that I made for Instagram. I was going to be working on Whimsy this month, specifically editing it to be draft 2 that I would then send to my friends to read, but I just don't really have it in me to edit lately. It's just been not great, so I am putting that on hold for a little while, and instead I've been working on Project Runaway, which is my little plot bunny project, and it's been so much fun. Right now I'm just making a list of scene ideas, which is kind of outlining it, but I think I've decided I'm not going to make a real outline for this. I'm not going to go through the Save the Cat beat sheet, and I'm not going to go through and figure out chapter by chapter exactly what is going to happen, which is my usual style of writing and prepping for a first draft. I think I'm just going to finish out this list of scenes and then jump right into a discovery draft of sorts, which feels very strange, but for this project, it's kind of just the way I want to go about things, so we'll see how that works. Maybe I can finish making my list of scenes today. I have gotten to about halfway. I think this is going to be the midpoint of the story, but like I said, I'm not doing an actual outline, so I don't know for sure, but what I finished off on yesterday when I was writing is a pretty momentous occasion that I think is going to be the midpoint. So I have a few scene ideas for the second half of the book, and also while I was in the shower, it came up with a little bit of a backstory moment for the Queen character in this book. She's kind of like an antagonist, so she's been pretty interesting to think about and figure out, and I came up with a piece of lore for her, so I want to get that written down. So that is my plan. I don't know how long I will be working for this morning. I don't think I'm going to set a timer. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a stopwatch and have it count upwards to keep track of how long I'm writing without making it feel like I have to write for a certain amount of time. And that way I can pause it if I need to go to the bathroom or have a snack or something. I will be eating breakfast soon, although I fear it may be more like lunch by the time I get to it. I get nauseous if I eat too soon after waking up, and because I slept in a little bit this morning, I'm still not really feeling hungry enough to have an actual meal. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, but I'm going to stop rambling and get writing. I'm so excited. Alright, friends, I have done 21 minutes of writing, and I got this page and this page done. I now only have 2 pages left in this notebook, and I'm hoping that I can use this up nice and neatly and I don't have any excess thoughts to go into another notebook, because that would be kind of really annoying. But I also don't want to not use up these 2 pages, so we'll see how that plays out. For now though, I am going to take a break. I didn't write out all of the rest of the scene ideas I have in my head. I got through about half of them, and also some world building moments where I'm ooh, that would be cool. The last one that I wrote down is my idea for this big reveal of who a character really is, and I'm very excited to write that. It involves an assassination attempt. The second one of my story. Is that too many? Maybe, but also it might be the perfect amount. So, I am hungry. I'm going to go get lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to call it, and it'll probably just be oatmeal, honestly. It's chilly out, I want something warm, and then I think I'm gonna play Animal Crossing. My boyfriend and I have gotten back into Animal Crossing with the 3.0 update, and he's currently working on building this Japanese cityscape kind of vibe on his island, so he's building a lot of fake buildings, and he needs things like bookcases and storefronts and stuff like that to make these fake buildings, and I have a lot of them in my storage, so I gotta gather all of the things that he needs so that he can just hop over to my island and pick them up, because I can only send 2 things a day to him. I'm sorry about the loud cars going by. I guess that was my sign to stop rambling about Animal Crossing. But yeah, I'm gonna eat some food, play some Animal Crossing, and then I will come back and do other things. We'll see what ends up happening. Okay, friends, it has been a little bit since I last updated you. I did in fact play Animal Crossing, and then I did more writing, so I did another front and back of a page, so I only have 1 more to go, and I don't know what I'm gonna put on it because I got to the end of listing all of my scenes for this book, so that is very exciting. It's definitely not a full outline. There are so many gaps, but it's still also a lot of content. It's a very light outline, I would say. Yeah, I'm very happy with how it's turning out. The 3rd act is where I've got the least details to it, which I have that even when I do go through my usual outlining process. The 3rd act is usually the most ambiguous because I find it easier to figure out how the story ends. It's like there was a truck going by. I find it the easiest if I write out the story to figure out the ending. I can do so many detailed outlines, but it's actually writing a draft that will get me to the end of the story and figure out the details of it, if that makes sense. So, now that that is done, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I want to finish this last page in this notebook just because I'm so close to the end, but also, what am I gonna put there? I don't know. I also did have a thought about whimsy while I was writing this, which is strange, and I'm not sure I want to share it here yet. I might contact a writer friend or 2 and be like, hey, what do you think of this idea? But also, none of my friends have read whimsy. They know just as much as you guys know, because I haven't given a draft over to them or anything, so I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to contemplate this idea a little bit more before making it public, but yeah, it is almost time for Stieg to stream, and I'm assuming he's streaming with Malin again, who he always streams with, and I think I'm gonna do some reading. I am still reading The 2 Towers. I have just finished book 3. If you don't know, for Lord of the Rings, there's 3 like books in the series. There's a Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King, but each one has 2 books in it. Like, it literally is called book 3. So like the Fellowship of the Ring has 1 and 2, Two Towers has 3 and 4, and then Return of the King has 5 and 6. So I've finished this first section, and then I will be almost done with it because I've got less than 50% left, and I'm actually buddy reading this with Stieg, so it would feel right to read it during his sprints, which I am ahead, and we both knew that that was going to happen because I have a lot more free time to read, and I also read faster. I am assuming I just read really fast, so yeah. I am excited. I'm hoping to finish this up by the end of the month, so just a few more days to go, but I really think I can do it. So that is next on the agenda. So I will come give you an update when I have one. Hello, friends. It is nearing 7 p.m. I'm sorry. I have done quite a bit since I last updated you, but also not enough to justify not updating you for so many hours. Basically, it was Stieg and Mullen's stream, and I did do a little bit of reading, so now I'm slightly further into the Two Towers. I only read 1 chapter. I read The Taming of Smeagol, and I didn't like it. I just think the shift from the first section of this book into the second section is so distinct. Like, it's a really hard shift into a new vibe, a new atmosphere that I just kind of miss being in Rohan and I want to go back. I definitely feel like the movie did a really good job of weaving together the different storylines because in the Two Towers, I don't know if I explained this already. I know I explained that it's different parts, but the first part, book 3, technically follows Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, with also Merry and Pippin. They get a couple of chapters before those 2 groups come back together. And then we cut to book 4, the last little bit of this book, and it's all Sam and Frodo. So it's just a very abrupt shift, and I feel like the movie, when we like go back and forth between them, it just flows a little bit better. So yeah, obviously I'm still gonna have a good time reading this because it's the writing style that I love the most and the way it like really pulls you into the story. I mean, obviously I love the setting and the characters and the plot and all that, but I just really like Tolkien's writing style a lot. So I am still going to enjoy this next chunk, even if it is very, very bleak and depressing. But I did that, and then I finished this notebook I wrote on the last page. I used it to journal about my thoughts on whimsy and that big change that I am contemplating making. I say big change, it is technically a big change because it will affect literally every page of the story. But it's also like not a big change in that it will be simple edits to make it. Like, I don't think it would have that major of an impact on the story. I don't know how to explain this without telling you what it is, so I'm just gonna not talk about it very much. But I also did message the Chaos Queens group chat to be like, hey, so I'm thinking of making this change. So thinking about it a little bit more before I actually commit to it. But this notebook is completely empty. I do have a piece of paper tucked in here. It's got like a little character chart and a map on it. I think I did that for a vlog back in like the spring or something last year for my project Frostbite. That kind of didn't go anywhere after that because then it started warming up and so I didn't want to work on a winter fantasy story. Yeah. Anyway, this is full now and I get to pick out a new brainstorming notebook, so that's fun. What else have I done? Oh, I fell asleep. That's what happened next. I was hanging out with my cats and I accidentally took a little nap. So, my bad. But it was fun. I enjoy hanging out with my cats, and I guess I was tired because I don't really just like if I lay in bed but I'm not tired, I'm not gonna fall asleep. So I guess I needed a little bit of rest, so it's fine. And then I just had some food, fed my cats, and now we're here. So I think I'm going to. Ooh, actually, one thing that I did do after my nap is collect all of the documents I need to file my taxes. I didn't file them yet, but now I have all of the documents in one place to make that a lot easier. So that is probably something I will do this weekend. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this vlog now. Sorry for the very sudden end to it. It was not by choice. But yeah, I still had a nice, chill but productive day. I'm glad that I at least filmed a little bit for you guys. I hope you liked watching what little I did film. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.